let's share the comments real quick, because one of our guests back here is going to speak to his comments on the video. So this video, the video I showed you guys earlier that I posted. I posted on Instagram. There are people who agreed with it, and there are some people who had issues with it. And so one of our guests back here today is one of the gentlemen who had something to say in reference to my post, and we're going to review over it before I bring him up, because I want him to be able to speak to these things that he said. I want you guys to see before me and him have a debate on this topic, right? This is this gentleman by the name of Jazuri, right? This brother here, and he said to me here on the video, he says, or on his post, he said, let me play devil's advocate for a minute. He said, why don't you have those same approach towards non-ethnic cops? Now, everything you said about those degenerates, you're dead on with, but I never hear you say those things, say this about non-ethnic police officers. All right, you guys. So I just want to call this out, because this is the type of responses that I get. You know, when I post certain things, I get people who bring up race a lot, who say that what I say is not good enough, or they want to see me say it about white people. And to be truth, you guys, I speak on the behaviors of officers. I don't speak on their skin color. Anytime we have a conversation about race, you guys, honestly, I have it because you guys ask about it, and then I bring context to the conversation. Okay, so I want you to hear how the conversation went. I said no, not well. Let me see. Let me get. All right, here we go. All right. So this guy, I sent him the link as well for him to show up. If he wants to come up, he's more than welcome to come up tonight. He said, exactly, but it's our own. Give them death when it's others don't even get charged. Fuck out of here. It's a tragedy, but unintentional, unlike when other officers shoot a MF down in cold blood or really beat someone to death. All right. So, and here's another one on here. Said, I came here to read this comment and absolutely agree. Yeah, those pigs were dead ass wrong, but I've never heard this man push the death penalty on non-black pigs who do and have been doing the same thing. So this is what I get, you guys. This is the conversations I get when I post certain things. These are black people now, right? And you heard the video I posted about the crimes that they committed and that I believe they should get the death penalty. Their argument, which one of them is here, I'm gonna let him make his argument, but I want you to know where this conversation came from. My response to the gentleman that's here today is that you're assuming that my position has something to do with the officer's race. If you watch my content, you would know that is a flawed assumption. Also, every police shooting or death needs to be examined based on lawful actions. Lawful actions. You guys, we just don't say the white officer's wrong because he shot a black person, right? We just don't make those wild speculations, right? We have to do it based on facts. Just because you believe something is unlawful based on your personal feelings doesn't mean it's valid. Don't make emotional arguments. You guys, so again, I just want to give you a little backstory. I'm going to allow him to come up to speak his piece, because I think it's absolutely necessary. When people challenge me on things, I want to always give them the backstory, give them an opportunity to come up. So Jazuri, you ready? I see you, brother. You ready? He said, I've been born ready. All right, here we go. What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay, number one.
All right.
Okay, now it's the reverb that I hear reverb, a lot of reverb. I don't know why that is.
A reverb? What's that?
Like after I say something, you hear it again. You must have another screen on. You have two.
It's muted though.
Oh, okay.
You hear like echo? How's it sound now?
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. Now, number one, what you said, I could completely agree with it. I spoke about your position and your visceral intent with how you feel concerning melanated people. It's something I hear something else in the background.
Let me pause. Let me mute myself. Or do you have YouTube up as well? That's probably what it
I'm,
is.
I'm I'm on my phone. I only have one screen up.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I think I kind of hear what you're saying. I have all my stuff paused, but what I'll do is when I'll go ahead and let me see if I can mute you while I'm talking, and I'll mute myself while you're talking. See if that
Yes,
works.
sir.
All right. Okay. So let's start with that. You were saying that you don't have an issue with what I said in reference to the video. Okay, cool. You have an issue. You believe that I have some type of hate or I don't want to say hatred for black people. All right, you believe I have hatred for black people. Explain to me why you feel that way.
You have. I watch you. I've watched you. I watch your shows. Although you took almost 2 hours before you invited somebody up. Okay, so let me say this right here. Whenever it comes to something concerning melanated people, you have a different approach. You have a different energy. You're more aggressive. You're more evasive. You also you give them no room for error, but you rarely ever, I've next to never, ever heard you speak on an issue concerning a non-ethnic cop. And you say that you are human. We're all humans with a different color. That's why we're called humans. Human. Hue means color. We have variation of color. We're not going to walk around here and pussyfoot and dance through the days and pretend like there's not many things that are racially motivated. For the simple fact, let's just be clearly honest. That's why when it comes to politicians, they wrote it where the mass majority of them are in power and they relegate and delegate these different laws that basically curtail around their narrative. When you say emotional, every argument is emotional. You know why? Because it takes a form of energy to express how you feel in order to talk about something. So when you say emotional argument, I don't think really. I mean, are you going to be mundane when you talk?
All right. So let me so before we don't get too far through other topics. Let's tackle the first two that you mentioned. We'll start off with the last one, emotional. There's not a problem with being emotional. Everybody's emotional. Everybody has emotions. What I talk about on my channel is when we allow emotions to supersede logic. Unfortunately, when people lose control over their emotions, they tend to not think logically anymore. And so it prevents them from hearing what needs to be said. Instead of listening to argue, when people are emotional, when you're logical, you slow down and you actually listen and perceive to the things that are being said. So I'm not saying emotion's a bad thing. I'm saying lack of control of emotion is a bad thing. It's just like drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol is good, but if you just so happen to drink way too much, it becomes a bad thing. It impairs your judgment. Overly emotional, when you become saturated in your emotions, it impairs your judgment. And that's true for everybody. And so that is an issue. And when someone can trigger another person through their emotions, their behavior starts to change because of that. People get angry, people get frustrated, they become impatient, they don't want to listen. And so, what I'm saying when it comes to us as a people, because we are so passionate about the issues involving Black Americans, that sometimes it irritates us, it activates a frustration in us because we're so passionate, and ultimately people weaponize that and use it to take advantage of us. But if we were to slow down and not think through emotions but think through logic, we can control situations better. Our emotions, even as men, are a problem. It's represented in the amount of violence we commit against other men. I can bump into a man in public and he'll be ready to put a bullet in my head if I don't say sorry. Okay? We see the same thing with men as it relates to women, right? We see that carry out all the time when we talk about emotions. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, and this is not picking on us, but unfortunately, as a Black woman, 50%, more than half of Black women who were murdered are murdered by men, right? And so a lot of this has to do with uncontrolled emotions. There's nothing wrong with emotions. There's a problem with emotions that are not controlled. And so what we see within our community amongst our men is a lack of emotional discipline. And so that becomes a problem. And so to answer your question about emotions, I think sometimes when I speak on things, I'm under the impression that we are all an understanding that I'm not saying it out of malice. I'm saying it out of understanding so we can get a bigger picture of what the problem is. So now this take about me being, so let me ask you this question. Do you think that I'm a Uncle Tom or do you think I'm a Sambo?
I think you're Uncle Ruckus.
All right. You think I'm an Uncle Ruckus? That's fine. I don't mind. I wanted to get your understanding. So you think I'm an Uncle Ruckus. Why do you think I'm an Uncle Ruckus?
I just told you, you have a lot of, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Go ahead.
And there's evil in the world amongst us, right?
Yes.
When you have an innate amount of visceral energy when it comes to melanated people. I have watched you. I watch your shows. I follow you.
Mm-hmm.
You, it's like I'm gonna say, it's like one of those parents that have a stepchild that they don't like.
Okay.
You're
Tell me,
harder.
I'm harder on black people, right?
You are. We said you better. I agree with you. What you say has the basis of it. I love it. It has great logic. But I want you to distribute that same energy across the board. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying.
I hear what you're saying. Well, you're frustrated. What you're saying is what I'm saying is true, is what you're saying.
It's true. Yes.
Okay, all right, okay, pause. But yet you call me an Uncle Ruckus for speaking the truth. But you have an issue. Wait one second. You have
Don't
an
twist
issue.
my word.
I'm not twisting your words. I'm repeating what you're saying. What you are saying is you said that what I'm saying is true. Your issue is you believe I don't hold other people outside of black people with the same level of frustration, the same level of accountability. I don't address white people like that. I don't address Asian people. I don't address Hispanic people to the same level that I express or hold expectations of black people. Is that correct?
That you're absolutely 100% correct. And it's evident.
Wait 1 second. Let me finish. I just want to make sure we're on the
It's your
same
show.
page.
I'm gonna let you run. It's your show.
No. It's not just that. I just want to make sure we stay on topic with the point. And I'm gonna let you respond. With that being said, sir, you're absolutely correct. That's what I do. But what you fail to realize is that, sir, I'm black and I'm addressing black issues.
You said you're human. You didn't say you were black. You said you were human.
I am human.
Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is I identify as an African-American male that lives in America, right? My skin is black. Because the social construct,
your skin is melanated.
I understand what my skin is, but for the understanding that we all accept and agree of what the word black means in this country, all right? We understand that. I am addressing black issues because I have lived a black experience, right? I'm not white. I'm not Asian.
Really?
I'm not Hispanic. Why would I be trying to hold those people accountable? They're not a part of my community. I'm addressing the issues that I experience within the black community as a black officer. So what you're saying to me is the only issue you have with me is the fact that I don't talk about other races' issues?
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I said the aggression that you have. Let me tell you something. If we do it, it's wrong. The way those cops did that, boy, I think they should be put on a firing squad. Period. Point blank. You don't understand how that bothers me.
Tell me about
But
me.
by the same token, when a non-ethnic cop does it, I feel the same way about them. Period.
So
I don't care.
Okay. And so do
I'm not biased at all.
And I'm not either. So what other video that you see me do that you believe I should have said the white officer should have got the death?
When I came on your video the last time and you had your alien corner, that guy, the other police officer, the wear the glasses, he's currently an active police, you all had the same stance. And I told when you had a whole bunch of us up here that night, I saw that you all connected in that area. Should we do better? Man, I agree with you 100%. We are at the bottom of the freaking totem pole as a group of people. I am very, 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 very adamant about us doing better as a culture of people.
Hmm.
But by the same token, when you're within, it's like an abusive parent or an abusive mother. You want to shine all on all the bad, but you never say anything good.
That's not true.
We should do better. Well, I haven't heard. I'm just being honest with you because
Okay, you haven't heard it, and you also haven't heard me talk about an officer needing to get life in prison. You never heard me say another officer needs to get the death penalty. You haven't heard it. Let me ask you this: have you watched all of my content since I started YouTube?
Sir, I watch you in a bird's eye that you read my comment.
I'm asking you, for those who don't know, have you watched all of my content that I produced in reference to black?
Not every last one of them, but I
So
tune in to watch your stuff.
can you say unequivocally that you know for a fact that I've never held white people accountable or white officers who have killed a black person accountable? Can you say that?
Send me the video.
Can you what?
Pull up the video.
You want me to pull it up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I'll send it to you. And matter of fact, I'll tell you what case. Let me tell you what cases so you can find it. I want you to do the research on your own and go through my catalog and find the information you need to find before you make a statement as reckless as you've been making under my Instagram post. It's reckless because, one, you did it without doing research. You made a lot of statements that were false, right? And again,
false to you, or was it an opinion? I don't think we're going to put a law. This is an opinion, and the opinion cannot be false because it's subjective and relegated based on what the person feels.
No,
it doesn't make it false. It's an opinion. It's how I feel.
You made a statement as if it was a fact.
No. I made an opinion. Okay. A subjective opinion. Correction.
Okay, without doing research.
I've watched you enough.
Okay. So you watched.
I'm not the only one that feel this way.
It doesn't matter. I'm talking about you.
If one or two people feel a way, it can kind of, you can be like, but when you got 10 or 15 people that feel the same way, that there's some truth there. Okay. There is some validity there.
Are you a religious person?
Am I religious? Absolutely not. I'm spiritual, sir. I dropped that years ago. I don't believe in religion.
All right. So you don't believe in Christianity, you don't believe in God, you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe
in I believe in God with all my heart. So I said I'm not a religious person. Being a religious person and a spiritual person are two different things.
So then you just
spend your own narrative off of that there.
No, I didn't.
You're good at that. You're very good at that. But go ahead.
I'm just asking you a question. I didn't make a narrative. I asked you a question. So here's my next question.
So you don't believe in God. Where did that come from?
Because you said you're spiritual.
I'm spiritual. That means I'm connected to something. I'm not religion. I'm not based on the things that our ancestors were taught. I decided to relinquish that teaching and learn to be more spiritual because our people believed in Arubian practices and they were more spiritual. Christianity came along much later on. It was indoctrination, but go ahead.
So do you see how that works? You see the difference between someone who asks a question versus assuming? I asked you a question, right? I didn't assume. I never said you were or you were not. I just asked the question. See, I don't make assumptions. I ask. I'm going to ask you another question. If you yourself now, you said you're spiritual. You just said that if one or two people believe in one thing, then obviously it has to have some truth to it. You have some people who don't believe in religion, like yourself. And you have some people who do believe in religion, right? So who's right?
Who's right? It's an opinion. It's your belief.
Okay.
You're not right or wrong. It's your belief.
Good. So when you made a statement earlier and you said when two people also feel that way, so that means something must be there. Are you saying that's just a belief, correct? It doesn't mean that it's true, correct? Okay, that's cool.
I said there is some validity to it. There is some validation to it.
So there's validation to some people saying that being spiritual is wrong instead of being godly, correct?
I've never heard anybody say being spiritual is wrong.
Okay, so is there some validity to
the Bible speaks against religion? Tradition is religion.
So is there some validity to the fact that Jesus exists? Do you think that there's some validity to it? That Jesus
say one more time.
Is there some
Jesus
validity?
Is real?
Jesus. Is there some validity?
There's some
based on
what I was taught. Could be.
Okay. I'm just trying to use your logic. Your logic states that because some people believe in it, then the validity of it has to be real.
Some people believe the devil is real. Some people believe that you are real in what you say. Some people believe what I do and believe in me. People believe in many different things. Does it make it the end all to be all? Is it not able to be put up and judged? Everything is to be judged.
Okay. I just wanted to ask you that. So technically, at the end of the day, your issue with me is you agree with a lot of things I say about the Black
Oh
community.
my God, yeah.
You agree with the only issue you have
And you
is you
call
feel
me
like I
ignorant
don't.
too.
You feel like I'm not an equal opportunist and I don't share the same energy with white people, Asian and Hispanic, though I
Caucasian
speak
people.
and Caucasian people. But do you know my channel and the purpose of my channel is to repair the relationship with the Black community and police and the police department? Are you aware of
And
that?
and yeah, absolutely, yes, sir.
So
And you
do
do
you
very
know?
well
Wait
with teaching.
one second. Do you know that part of the police problem and discussing Black issues requires me to talk about Black people and Black problems?
I've already told you I agree with most of what you say.
Correct. So then
I
I don't
don't agree
understand.
with your energy.
Okay.
If
So
it's wrong, it's wrong.
oh, so energy can be
Oh, so let me give
energy
you a
can be
scenario.
wrong.
Can I
Energy
give you a
can be wrong.
scenario?
Give
Can
us
I
a
give you a
scenario.
scenario?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you said in one of your videos,
Mm-hmm.
they should have the death penalty. I would go in there argue, and arguably they should have the death penalty. I would go in with anybody say that. But when it came to Amber Geiger, who walked to that guy's apartment and shot him, she should have got the death penalty.
Let me ask you this, because you're arguing about my energy, and the problem with that argument is it's so did you see me do a case on Amber Geiger? Have you watched that video?
Oh, which one?
Amber Geiger. Did you watch my video I did on Amber
I
Geiger?
didn't watch that. No, sir, I didn't.
All right. So how do you know I didn't have that energy?
You didn't. You don't. I've heard you talk about that before. You don't have that energy, sir.
Okay. So let me explain something to you.
I would go back and watch it.
First of all, I didn't do a video on Amber Geiger. So let's
Huh?
I didn't do a video on
I
Amber.
said I didn't watch it.
So again, that's my problem is that you don't know how I feel about Amber Geiger. How about you ask me about a case instead of assuming? Because that's all I hear from you is a bunch of assumptions, sir.
It's not an assumption, it's an opinion.
Ask me about a
It's
case
my opinion.
that you're making assumptions about. Your opinion is
It's
flawed.
you making an assumption, you call me an idiot.
Sir, yes, I'm making an educated assumption that you're an idiot. Yes, based on your statements that you made.
And I could say that your Uncle Ruckus, and I think some of the things that you say are ignorant,
Yeah, but you did say
thoughtless,
that.
and no bounding.
Okay,
But I
so
don't.
that's fine.
Because
But
I don't seek to just insult people. I listen to them.
it's
If you
not
read the
calling you an idiot is not an insult. It's an observation of accuracy.
you can speak eloquently and wield your words all night and spin them and create your narrative and paint the picture all red. When you get done with an insult is an insult. I can
It's
say
not an
you're an
insult.
asshole, or I can say you're an asshole.
No,
It's still
it's
an
not
insult.
an insult if it can be verified. If it's verifiably true, it's not an insult.
What makes it verifiably true?
Sir, an idiot is a real word. It means something.
It is a word of definition.
Yes, it's a word. That idiot is a word that has a
And
definition.
most people on that post felt the same way. Your little posting boomed till I got on there. And the people start weighing in. Go look at it.
You know why the post got 1.5 million
Because
views?
they feel what I feel.
No, sir, they were laughing at you.
I read through them.
Yes. And they were laughing
1.5 million or 1.5 thousand?
No, it was 1.5 million views, and people were laughing at you.
On which post? On the post on Facebook?
No, sir, on TikTok. You didn't know you got famous?
I'm not on TikTok. I didn't know you was on TikTok.
Oh shit. Well, let me show you. Hold on.
I don't care about what people think. Are you?
Well, no,
they don't do nothing for me.
No, listen. What I'm saying is, being an idiot is a real thing. It's not an insult. It's an observation. It's a factual observation. I think people just got offended because it's used inappropriately.
Huh?
I said people get offended because it's used inappropriately, but it's a real. It has a meaning. It has purpose.
This is what I learned a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has fault. It's just that some people fall and put on displays and others do not. Who cares? Big deal.
So at the end of the day, I understand what the problem is. You don't like my delivery, and you believe that I don't give that same type of energy to white police officers who.
No, Uncle Ruckus, I don't.
Okay. All right. So how do you define Uncle Ruckus? Is Uncle Ruckus an actual Webster definite a word that's in the Webster
That's not.
dictionary?
That's in character, sir.
That's a character. So
Yeah, that's a
at least
character.
I called you something that's verifiable, accurate, and a real word that's used in the real world. All right. I didn't
It's
I
still
didn't
a
call you a
character.
fictitious character. All right. I
And
didn't
Uncle
call
Tom
you.
was a good person. He was for the people. So I don't think you know the real story behind Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was for the people.
First of all, I gave you a simple question that only had two options, and you created a third option on your own, which is the problem that we have today. People, one, who can't pay attention, two, who can't follow instructions. I asked you a simple thing. It was an A or B answer, and somehow amongst that, you decided to come up with a third one that had nothing to do with what I asked you. So again, and when I call you an idiot, you then think I'm wrong for making an ill assessment of yourself.
That's your opinion. I don't think he was wrong or right.
It's not an opinion, sir. If it's a factually backed up, okay, data and statistics. So, what do we agree on? Right? We discussed that.
We've already discussed that. I told you what I agree on.
Is there
What you
anything
say
else?
is typically true.
Is there anything else that you disagree with outside of that? Because you did
So
call me.
my stance makes me an idiot because I don't go with your logic. Is that what you're telling me?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with people having a disagreement and opinion. That has nothing to do with what an idiot is.
That's basically what you say. It's backed up, verified. That's what you said. Because of my stance. That's only my opinion. That's what I feel. That's how I view it.
But yeah, that has nothing. That has
That
nothing to do
doesn't
with
make it right or wrong. It's
no,
my
but that's
opinion.
yeah, but that's not why I called you an idiot, though.
An idiot is someone who doesn't have knowledge of the situation. Dumb to something. You put the information up there. I ascertained it and gave you my opinion. That's what an idiot is.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, listen, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. I want to play this video with Jason Whitlock. I'm curious to know what your thoughts on that. He made some disparaging statements against Black women, about single mothers, and he tried to correlate the problem with the 5 officers who brutally assassinated Tyree Nichols, and he blamed it on Black women and saying that this is a product of single motherhood, which was a bold statement to make. I don't
Very
think
bold.
very
But
bold.
there is some validity to it.
There's some validity to it. I agree.
It is.
So I'm going to break it down. I'll be curious to get your thoughts. I will work on my energy delivery. Thanks to you. But I will say this. One thing in closing is that I think it's unfortunate sometimes. I would always prefer for people who have an issue with my content to ask me the question directly instead of assume, because I can point you to.
I can ask you directly. It was a post where I commented on a post. If you were in the same city, I would stand flat-footed in your face and ask you, blah, 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 say, nothing about me is coward. I don't tuck my tail and run from nothing.
I wasn't referring about bravery or you being courageous.
What you said, come on my live and you got all the smoke. I came on your live after I waited for an hour and 48 minutes before you let somebody up. But you had to paint the picture. I understand.
No, I had to introduce the topic of the show, sir. That's what happened. That had nothing to do with that. So again, let's operate. I know you're passionate.
And you're passionate, but your passion is undertone. You have an undertone passion. Kind of sort of like the devil.
So my passion's undercover. You try to
You're trying to be condescending. You can't be condescending with me. I am a master of insults. I choose not to insult people. It's a level of immaturity. People that 60 and so people, they have a low belly level of intelligence. I don't see that, so I can
What?
see a whole lot, but there's
Hold
no
on,
need in
repeat.
saying it.
I don't even know what you just said just now.
Mm-hmm.
I did not insult you. I was having I did not. What? What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. You're not going to flip this on me. You can't flip this, sir. Go
I'm
ahead
not.
and call. You call me ignorant.
I did. I did. What are you doing to your? What
Hey,
are you doing?
I hate for my shit to be like that on camera. I'm just being honest. Shit, I'm trying to fix my Oliver North. Goddamn it.
You trying to look here, Alfalfa? You need to go and
I,
cut that shit off,
yeah,
brother.
but I ain't cut shit off. You stick to your bald head ass and let me do what I do. Thank you. That's what you do. You
You
keep
know,
saying yours. Let me do this over here. Let me run this show. That's your problem. You want to run everything with all your opinions, with your subjective, shallow statements.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
That brother, listen, man. That thing holding on like the goddamn.
I ain't cutting shit off. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna hold on to it like I'm holding on for life. I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm one of the people. I don't give a. I'm telling you, I don't care.
Oh my god, that shit looked like Back to the Future, brother. That thing is ready to
And
yeah,
I'm telling you,
let
it's
me
gonna
go,
stay up there.
dude. That shit saying,
Long
"Give
as I ain't skating
us
across that
free,
bald head ass, I'm fine.
give us free." Listen, your hair trying to say, "Let me go, brother. Just let me go." That's all it's trying to
Go
say.
ahead and put that video up. It ain't saying let me go.
Hey,
Yours
bro,
already
listen,
ran away. Go
it
catch
sure did,
yours.
brother. And listen, I didn't hold it back, bro. I didn't hold it back. This ain't
I'm
domestic.
gonna hold it back. I'm gonna
Let
fight
her
to the
go,
end.
man. Let her go. That's all. She want to be free. Let her go. You trying to hold her down? What she say?
Hey, I'm gonna fight to the end. You better.
Moving on
Hey,
back. Hey,
I'm gonna fight to
to
the
the
end.
back side of the head. Moving on back to the back side of the head.
You better know it. You better know it. I'm gonna fight to the end.
Hey, give us that side profile one time.
I don't care nothing about it.
You a damn fool, bro. I can't with you, man. I can't with you.
I'm just trying to be nice on your platform. I mean, I can really.
Nah, hey, bring the heat, brother. Ain't no shame. Listen, we could have a roasting session. Let's do it. You trying to roast? What's up? I'll
I mean,
barbecue
because you
your
were
ass on
demonstrating
this.
a little PTSD, but you got real heated since you got so much smoke. Come on. I said he must have missed his counseling session this week because he heated.
Oh, nah, man. Every now and then,
I was right here. Oh, I was finally went to the dentist in person. I'm a face-to-face kind of person.
listen, I'm not, listen, my thing is, I do my best to try to bring some truth to the conversation. It's
And you
disappointing
do. I don't
when,
discredit that. You do. You do a great job at it. So what
but
you're gonna do now is you're gonna take. I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the excerpt that makes you look like the champion, and then you're gonna post it and try to get another million views so you can grow your platform some more. So you use people to grow your platform. I know that's how we do it. We grow. We use people. Come on now, because it's engaging. People like folks to dialogue. This is how people grow their platform.
yeah, of course. But I
And I
can't
was
do
gonna oblige you. I sat there and watched. I was
it.
like jump ropes. I'm gonna jump
Yeah,
on that nigga ass as soon as he said, "I'm on there. Let me up. Let me up. I
what's
got
funny
plenty
is
to say."
I can't do nothing. I can only give the people what you give me.
And I'm
So
gonna give you a whole lot. If you
and I
pull,
appreciate it.
hey, I'm like a rock wall. If you pull that chain, I'm gonna growl. It don't matter to me. I ain't gonna stand down. I ain't gonna see that bay. If I feel a certain kind of way, I stand in front of the world and say, "That's how I feel." Ain't nobody gonna change it. I don't care what they think.
Listen, Jazuri, first of all, it took me a damn 3 weeks to pronounce your name properly. And thank you for being patient with me on that. You know, I was always jacking your name up. But Jazuri, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for granted. You know what? I think what I was a little disappointed, just all jokes aside, is that me and you have a good associative speaking relationship. You've come on the channel before. We had a good conversation. You know, you have a very good perspective. You're very passionate. So I thought it was weird to then see you make a post calling me a coon and a this and a that.
I didn't
I'm
call
like,
you. You lied on me. You lied on me.
oh, what I
I
say?
never called. I did not insult you. I did not insult you.
You didn't call
When
me a
you call
coon?
me ignorant, read it. When you call me ignorant, that's when I use some more. I use adjective, collective adjective to describe what I thought about you. I never called you a coon. You
But
look
you
like
already.
a raccoon, but I never called you a coon.
Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
I
If I
wouldn't
look
call
like,
you a coon.
if I look like
I'm
a
supposed to
raccoon,
call you a coon.
if
That's
I
out of
look like
order.
a raccoon, what type of animal you think you look like? I'll let you
Hey,
choose.
it don't bother. You said alfalfa.
Alfalfa, not an animal, brother. That
It's
was a
a
character.
character.
There you go. Ah.
Hey, I've rumbled with the best of them. You gotta understand who I am, sir.
Nah, you good, man. You good. Listen, man, I'm gonna drop you down. If you want to come back
Yes,
up
sir.
in another 10, 15 minutes, jump on and
Keep
I'm
doing
gonna
your
get
good
you
content,
video.
man. I like your content. I just don't like your energy.
All right. Listen, I'll work on my energy just for you, brother. All right.
When
All
it
right.
comes to black people, I like the energy just when it comes to talking about us. Take care,
All right.
man.
Yeah, you too, man. You too.
All right, later.
Later. We're moving on back to the east side of my head. We're moving on back.